Hi there folks, I'm sitting today here with our sour cabbage vat, and I have a simple procedure to do now for just a couple of minutes, and I wanted to show you what I mean. The idea is to drain some of the brine which is inside of the vat from the spigot the vat has and pour it back from the top. The reason for doing that is because the salt usually settles lower near the bottom, and also the lactobacteria are not evenly distributed throughout the whole volume, so it's good to help circulate this whole, or at least partially, the brine which is in the vat. And I do that by simply pouring in this bowl some of the brine, and I pour it from the top. And I'll show you how, now that the cabbage has started fermenting, the brine is not clear, but it's starting to become murky, which means that it's getting populated by the lactobacteria. So our 40-liter vat has this plastic spigot at the bottom, and I'll just open that up and allow some of the brine to get out of the vat. But before that, I have to remove the lid so I can pour back the brine. And you can see here that we use a small pan to press the cabbages downward, and none of the cabbage heads will be in contact with the air. They are all submerged in the brine. I don't know if you can see, but they have already started changing color, becoming more yellow, and you can see that the brine is getting murky. I'm just opening this up. Usually I use a 20-liter bucket, but today the bucket is occupied by a paper making project, so I'll use this smaller bowl. As this vat is 40 liters, when I use the 20-liter bucket, I can just fill it 2 times and be done with it. And for this 3-liter bowl, I have to repeat the process 6 or 7 times, so I'll be sure that most of the brine has been circulated down and upwards again. And now that the bowl is almost full, I'm just closing the spigot, take this up and pour it. You can see the murkiness of the brine, and it's starting to foam, which is always a good sign. We've had some very high temperatures, unusual for December. Last year this time, the kids were rolling in the snow. We had sub-zero nights and some snow cover, but yesterday it was 15 degrees Celsius, which is unheard of in mid-December. So the cabbage may be progressing a bit too fast, and I'm checking up with the forecast, and if the weather remains this unseasonably warm, I'll have to put it in the basement where it's cooler and the fermentation will be slower and more thorough, and this will prevent us for getting fully fermented top leaves and still raw insides of the cabbage. So I went in for a second to get some beets, and it started raining rather abruptly here, so I have to cut my brine circulation short. But what I wanted to show you quickly is that now that the fermentation has already started, the brine is already starting to get murky. You can add some more vegetables to the sour cabbage. You can add it directly in the vat. I will be adding some beets, red beets from the garden, but Also, another very good thing to add is Jerusalem artichokes, which can ferment very nicely and also have a great taste. It's traditional here to add some red cabbage, 1 or 2 cabbages per vat, but when I was buying my cabbage for the sour cabbage, there was none available. So the idea is to have this pinkish color to the brine. The cabbage itself does not get colored, but the brine becomes this electric pink, baby pink color. It's more about the visual effect than the taste, and you can see that already the beets have started working their magic. So this is the last bowl which I'll be pouring, and that will be all for today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow.